What's going on, guys? ChillisFM here, bringing you another strong team for the Open Ultra League. This time it's going to be a non-XL team. Gyarados, Escavalier, and Trevenant. Yes, Trevenant, you can build XL if you want to, and the XL one's going to do just slightly better. I mean, the difference is, honestly, I'm not building a second one. I have this non-XL one that I built for the Classic Cups. I'm not building a second one because the difference is very minuscule. So if you can only build one, build the XL because it's better. But at the same time, if you don't have an XL one, don't sweat it, because if you build the non-XL, like I said, you can use it in future Classic Cups, assuming that Niantic does bring them back, and it's definitely a beast in those Classic Cups, so you will not regret that investment. Now, I was not planning on running a non-XL team at all this season. I figured most people have their XLs at this point, but then Tho put out a video yesterday running almost this exact team. He was running a Dragonite lead instead of Gyarados, and I saw how many people were in the comments saying thank you for non-XL teams, because still some people don't, and I have to take a step and realize, a step back and realize that not everybody has the time to grind these XLs. It's still very difficult to get them. It takes quite a bit of time, and not only that, not everybody is level 40. Some people want to play in the Go Battle League that aren't level 40 or that recently hit it. So of course they're not going to be having the XL candies. I guess like now they've opened it up to level 31, but it takes a while to grind the XL candies. So I was like, I ran this non-XL team a few seasons ago. It put me on page 2 of the leaderboard when I was running it back then. Let's go ahead and give it another shot. Like I said, the only difference between mine and Tho's team is I was running Gyarados lead, which I do think generally is going to do better with the wall reigns out there. I know there's Tapu Fini as the fairy type, which I guess Dragonite should do better since it takes resistance from the water gun and it can nuke with the hurricane. But at the same time, I don't see enough of those to really justify running Dragonite instead of Gyarados. So I personally think Gyarados is better. I went on a insane climb with this team. I played 4 sets. That featured elo that you see there was from 4 sets. I climbed from 2275 to 2414. I've actually played one more set since I put this elo on there, or since I started uploading these files. And I also went positive in that set, so I'm actually at 2440. I might try to make the, veteran push with this team. I don't know, I might save it for Fossil Cup, since that does start tomorrow. Haven't decided just yet, because of, like, obviously I'm not going to be able to feature a video if I get it with this team. So yeah, maybe I just wait. I think I only have 2 sets left to play today anyways. But yeah, I went 4-1, 4-1, 4-1, so 3 4-1s and then a 3-2, and that's what's going to be featured in this video, is battles from those sets. Alright, so jumping into some of these battles, make sure you leave a like, leave a comment down below, even if it's just your favorite emoji. Thank you everybody that left the emojis last time. It really did help the video get pushed out to more people, so I do appreciate that. Alright, so we have Trevenant, we have a Giratina, I believe that's the origin form. We go for the Seed Bomb. I was hoping to get a shield with it, but no shield, and they do get the farm down. However, they're 1 Shadow Claw away from their next Shadow Ball, so I can come in with Gyarados and Snipe. They do immediately swap out into a Machamp, but I have quite a bit of energy. I'm going to go ahead and dump this Aqua Tail. We grab a shield with it. Now a Escavalier can come in, and the Drill is going to be playing to KO this Machamp. I am going to shield up whatever they throw in case it is the Rock Slide or the Payback, and they do go straight for the Rock Slide, which I think was their only win con. So I do respect it, but now I can just go for this Drill Run. It'll be playing to take out the Machamp. All they have left is that Tina at very low health. 1 double resisted counter, non-stab double resisted counter takes them out, and that's GG's. Well played. All right, Deoxys lead. So you would think this would be a little bit challenging. We're kind of ABA weak, right? Like I don't think that Escavalier has a very good matchup since the Deoxys is going to be resisting all the counters. But we go ahead and just tank the first move. If they build up to Thunderbolt, then I normally respect it. If they only build up to the Rock Slide, we don't respect it, because we definitely survive a Rock Slide. We can grab some shields. They do swap out into a Greedent, and anytime you see a Deoxys in the lead, you can pretty much expect Scrafty in the back. It's a very common core. There's normally going to be Scrafty and something else weak to fighting, which of course is this Greedent. So Greedent's going to be able to chip away. We did go for the Mega Horn to prevent them from getting to a 3rd attack against our Escavalier. And now they'll probably come in with the Deoxys defense, They do. Do I make it to another Mega Horn? Yes, I do. A Scavalier, absolute beast. This Mega Horn will do a ton of damage to this Deoxys if it goes unshielded. They do throw up a shield. I'm going to come in now with my Trevenant, expecting that Scrafty in the back, right? So we can take any one move here. It is going to be the Rock Slide. It does basically nothing. We're going to build up to the Shadow Ball. Like a dummy, I do throw as soon as I get it, and yeah, they catch it on their Scrafty, but that's fine, because it does some nice chip damage. We can come back in with Gyarados. Gyarados absolutely loaded on energy. Going to throw this first Aqua Tail right here to get some nice chip damage. Dragon Breath is definitely adding up. Next Aqua Tail coming through. If they want to keep this Scrafty alive, they're going to have to start shielding, and they do let that go through. So now I have a Gyarados with 2 shields, I have a Trevenant, and they know the game is over. They top left, and that's a GG's. Alright, moving into the next battle. This is the next set, I guess. Muck running Poison Jab. So very interesting lead here. We are going to play it out because we do not really want our Trevenant on this thing. We're going to throw the Aqua Tail here. They did Acid Spray us, which drops our defense, which probably makes this a losing matchup for Gyarados. I wasn't really sure. I do swap out into Scavalier. I really don't recommend using a Scavalier as your safe swap. But at the same time, if they have a Talonflame, I needed my Gyarados healthy and I couldn't bring my Trevenant in here. So it was kind of my only play. So I'm going to go ahead and just eat these Shadow Sneaks here. This is a Dragon Breath Giratina, so we are resisting the Dragon Breath. So we're going to be able to do quite a bit of damage with these drill runs. Gets them nearly into the red. There's the red right there. And they do have to throw before we get to the next drill run. So this is perfectly fine. I can farm down with my Gyarados at this point. Oh, so they get a little bit of lag right there, it seemed like. We get the next drill run off, which is nice. But at the same time, I was like, are they like 5-heading me? So I undercharge it, trying to get a little extra farm on Gyarados. But then they showed it. So I guess it was lag. I really wasn't sure. So we're going to go ahead and show up this Dark Pulse right here, knowing it was more than likely going to be the actual Dark Pulse, and I am able to farm down. So what do they have in the bag? Is it something Trevenant can handle? It's going to be a Scrafty, which is not the best for Trevenant, but we are going to be able to chip away with this Aqua Tail, and I am going to immediately swap out into my Trevenant. This isn't the worst for Trevenant, right? Because we can tank one foul play as long as they do not pup first. So we just tank the first one. These counters are double resisted and we can start spamming out these Seed Bombs. So first Seed Bomb coming through. It's going to do some nice chip damage. Does put Scrafty into the red. We have one ready to go and we expect the catch. Yes, sir. So now we basically have the back-to-back Seed Bombs. They gave us a little extra farm right there. And I think they know it's over. Nope, they do actually throw right here. I'm like, this is going to be a pup. But we got to use our shield sometime. They're not at the double. And yep, here is the next Seed Bomb. This will be closing out the game. That's going to be GG's. Well played to my opponent. All right, I think even if they did catch there, we were okay because we still had Gyarados alive. But it definitely made it a lot easier since they did try to catch and failed. All right, into the next one. Jellicent lead. We're just going to go straight crunch here. No reason to bait whatsoever. We don't want them to call the bait. And they did try to call the bait. So we land the crunch. We can tank a Shadow Ball here. Shadow Ball is going to do a lot. But we don't want to get baited with the Bubble Beam. So I never showed in that matchup. They bring in a Scrafty, which is really interesting. Makes me wonder what they have in the back. Are they triple? I mean, I guess Jellicent's not really weak to Gyarados, but it's not great. So I'm going to come in with my Scavalier. Going to go for the drill run here, knowing that they will get to another pup, but I wanted to have a little bit of extra energy. They actually showed that up. So I'm like, that's interesting. I don't know. I guess they're trying to keep this Scrafty pretty healthy. I expected the foul play there. We're going for the counter down. And as Scavalier actually able to get that, which is nice. That's really nice because if they go straight pup with Scrafty, they can actually win this matchup. So we get some nice chip with the drill run. We're going to come in now with the Trevenant, and it is going to be an Alolan Ninetales in the back. So this is actually a very common team. I should have predicted this, but we're in a great spot here because Trevenant can go straight Shadow Ball against this A9 in the one shield scenario. We can shield this up and get the next Shadow Ball off, and this won't quite KO, but it will put them in farm down range. All they have left is the Jellicent with pretty low health. Jellicent will be able to Hex down right here. So if they got the Shadow Ball, I think they could take out my Gyarados, but the Dragon Breaths go through first anyways. And we still had a Scavalier alive. So GG's, well played. All right, up against the Shadow Machamp lead. Now, this is a little bit tricky because Shadow Machamp does technically win that. If they stay in, I normally try to catch on Trevenant. But this one did decide to swap out into their Walrein. So we're going to go for the Drill Run against this Walrein, trying to get that shield pressure before they get their EQ off. And I don't really care about Switch here. So I'm going to go ahead and eat what they throw. It is the Earthquake. They still have to throw an Icicle Spear to take me out. Again, I could shield this, potentially get their second shield off. But at the same time, I know that Trevenant with a shield advantage can beat just about anything in the meta. So we're going to just play it out that way. We're going to go ahead and eat the Icicle Spear here on our Gyarados. We can definitely tank one, even from a Shadow Walrein. We're going to commit to the farm down. We'll have a ton of energy on Gyarados. We got a shield advantage for our Trevenant, and in the back, it's going to be a Reggie. So I thought this Aqua Tail for a little chip damage. In hindsight, it's really not necessary. I built up to another Aqua Tail in case I needed it in-game. Now I'm coming in with Trevenant. Now this Reggie, of course, is going to be throwing Zap Cannon. We can tank one. It hurts. It hurts. I mean, for a resisted move, it definitely hurts. But we can tank it. We don't want to give up shields in case that Machamp does have payback. And now I'm going to go for the Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball does connect. Going for the next Shadow Ball. They do outpace, and at this point, I do have to go for a shield because I don't want to be in counter down range for this Shadow Machamp. So Shadow Machamp coming in, going for the next Shadow Ball. Yes, we are 2 stages debuffed, but they do have to respect it because Shadow Machamp's not that bulky, right? I'm going to go ahead and bank the next Shadow Ball, going for the catch. Get nasty with it, right? We catch the Rock Slide. Now we can overfarm, go for the Shadow Ball. All they have left is that Reggie. We still got a shield, so we're in a great spot here. I think they know it's over because they top left, and that's going to be GG's. Well played. All right, Gyarados into Scrafty. Lots of Scrafty. There's so many Scrafty in this meta right now, which is why Gyarados is actually pretty good. Like, I don't see any Gyaradoses, but it's actually pretty good right now, which surprised me personally. Now the foul plays definitely still hurt. It's not like a dominating matchup for Gyarados, but it's pretty good. So they come in with this Drapion, they go crunch, and every time, they always get the defense drop on the first one, right? So we go for the Drill Run, they showed it up, and they're gonna outpace me. So I'm like, I'm sure I can tank one more crunch, right? Jeez, that second crunch does so much. They get another defense drop and they easily farm down. So now we're not in a great situation. We still gotta deal with that Scrafty. We gotta deal with this Drapion. Aqua Tail's not even gonna KO this Drapion. But it will do some nice chip damage. Puts them into the yellow, and I'm like, there's a Scrafty. I can't shield this. I gotta just put this all on Trevenant, hoping that Trevenant can clutch up. I'm just gonna shield and commit to the farm down. Now you'll see, I did throw the Seed Bomb there. It didn't register. I should have won CMP. So it was safe for me to throw it. Once it didn't register, I was like, let's try to get some more energy. And we do just that. They do catch on Scrafty. So we're going to have to make sure that we have energy ready to take out that Drapion here in just a second. Scrafty building up quite a bit of energy. And I'm like, I got to Shadow Claw down. I have to have back-to-back Seed Bombs ready to go when that Drapion comes back in. And yes, we barely get the Shadow Claw down. We have the back-to-back Seed Bombs. Here comes the first one. Going to land into the Drapion. In the back, it's going to be a Shadow Nidoqueen. We go straight for the Shadow Ball. Do they respect this damage right here? They do not. It connects, puts them almost into the red, but they're going to be able to throw the Poison Fang right here, which unfortunately we just don't have enough HP left on our Trevenant. It's a very close game. Man, Trevenant almost sweeping even with 2 dark types on their team. Absolutely incredible job by Trevenant. Unfortunately, I just put a little bit too much faith. I didn't realize the Scrafty was quite that healthy, to be honest. And yeah, it was well played by my opponent as well. All right, up against another Jellicent lead. This is another thing that it's just kind of come out of the woodworks. Like, I wasn't seeing that many Jellicent, and now it's everywhere. I guess because of a lot of people aren't running Trevenant right now. But you know who is? This guy. And that's the reason that I've been able to climb so much. So we're going to go for the crunch right here against this Jellicent. Let's see, do they let this one come through? Yes, they do. We get the defense drop, which means I could shield here and potentially farm down. But again, Trevenant with energy is just too good. So we're going to go ahead and just take that farm on Trevenant. We have shield advantage, and they're going to come in with a Scrafty. So not what we want to see, But in the back, they have a Nidoqueen. So we can go for the drill run here against this Nidoqueen. This will be hitting for super effective. It will not one-shot a Nidoqueen since it's non-shadow. Even a shadow would barely survive. And they're at the Earth Power, but I don't care. I'm not respecting it. It's the Poison Fang bait. Let's go. Going to be building up, going for the next drill run before they're able to throw again. Do they shield their Nidoqueen? Yes, they do. They are out of shields at this point. I'm like, you know, Trevenant with 2 shields can beat a Scrafty. We're going to let this go. It's another Poison Fang bait. Let's go. So now they're going straight Poison Fang. These Poison Fangs are double resisted, so I'm not shielding up any of them. Going to swap out now into Trevenant, and they also swap into their Scrafty. So we're going straight for the Seed Bomb right here. Seed Bomb's going to be chipping away. I mean, honestly, they can just top left here. Unless I try to flex, this game's over, right? And I'm not going to flex. I'm going to shield up that foul play. And there's the top left. So GG's, well played. Jumping into the final battle up against a paddler that I have a lot of respect for, Reezy. Previously went by R, stands for Reezy. Really phenomenal battler. Was in GBLA a couple seasons ago and also a phenomenal Sylph battler. So, going to be bringing in a Drapion against my Escavalier, or Escavalier actually answering for Drapion. And he gets the defense drop on the first one, but let's the Droran go through. Now, I don't really need switch here, so I'm actually going to let this crunch come through. I wish I could have had shield advantage here, but at the same time, like, this is fine because I'm going to come in with Trevenant. I get 5 Shadow Claws for free. Like, we took no damage right there. So we just gave Trevenant a massive energy lead, and yeah, normally you don't want to show your third, but if it's Trevenant, you can get that energy lead. It's just too good not to do. In the back, it's going to be a Registeel, so we can go ahead and just go straight Shadow Ball right here. I think I tanked the first Zap Cannon. Yep. First Zap Cannon does put me into the yellow, going for the next Shadow Ball. Now I am debuffed, so we might let this one come through. Let's see, what does he decide to do? Decides to shield it up anyways, because yeah, I think two Shadow Balls with me being debuffed once does still KO. So it makes a lot of sense. We're gonna just full on sack. I just full on sack my Gyarados. In comes Swampert trying to catch the Shadow Ball. I respect the play, but I was not falling for it. Not today, Reezy. We're gonna one shot. And now we have the Shadow Ball ready to go. This Shadow Ball is going to do big damage to this Registeel. Does not KO, but 1 Seed Bomb will do it. We can go ahead and shield up whatever he throws here, even if it is the Focus Blast. No, it's going to be the Zap Cannon. That's the correct play. But we have the Seed Bomb. This will be playing to take out the Registeel. That's going to be GG's. Well played. All right, guys, that's it for today. Let me know what you thought of this team in the comments down below. Now, like I said, I have ran this before. I think it was in a Classic Cup, but I will link that video over here. Also hit that subscribe button down there. I would really appreciate it. Thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, this is ChillisFM reminding you to always keep pushing forward.